Okay, YouTubers, I wanted to give a little tip if I could. Getting ready to do some boondocking, and as anybody that does boondocking knows, the most important thing keeping cool is to have some airflow. So I'm going to show you some tricks I've done to have airflow. I've shown this before, and anybody who's been watching me for a little bit knows that I've been on a thrift store kick. Well, let me explain this. This was a screen that I found that is made for one of those outside gazebos, you know, like you can get at Walmart, and it's huge. I think it's 14-foot square or something like that. My aunt can sew like a fiend, and what she did is she cut that down and made it fit my door. And there's also enough screen that I can clip it around my awning. I looked up online, and there's a company that makes basically the exact same thing for my RV, and it's $295. This was $8. Cost me $8 at the thrift store, and of course my aunt's work. If I would have had to do it myself, it would be ugly, but I'll show you a little more. Now, I bought the RV used, and when I got it, it had Velcro already in place, so apparently they had done the same thing. And this screen even had Velcro on it, so my aunt was able to cut in piece and put everything together, so I didn't have to buy any more Velcro. Me, I just fold it up and put it in a bag and hang it right here inside the door of the RV. So again, $8 as opposed to $295. So using some math, I saved $287. Okay, more thrift store to do this next project that I'm going to do. This was 99 cents at the thrift store, but it was actually half off, so it was 50 cents. And this is like that stuff you hang, netting you would hang over a kid's bed. And what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to cut it down to fit the back window. And I've also given thought when I come back that maybe I'll have my aunt cut up the other netting I have that goes around the awning and use it in the back door, because this, with animals, this wouldn't be strong enough to do the whole door, but it'll keep the bugs out. Okay, so that project didn't really work out. I didn't like how it was coming out, so I think I can use that blue screen someplace else. But I have this wire mesh type screen, and I'm going to do something with that. So what I did is I attached some a magnet strip to it. It's this stuff by Scotch, and it's got sticky tape on one side. So I'm going to do the other side with it. Not overly complicated. Pull the backing off. I just wrap duct tape around the ends. There we go. Okay, it's holding. Now I will put some duct tape over the top, and then once that's all in place, we'll figure out where to cut. Okay, now we're going to put some of that along the top edge. I left little gaps with the duct tape so that I can fold and or roll this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the top edge in place around those corners before I start doing the bottom. Alright, now I'll cut across the bottom, hopefully carefully. Alright, this is all done, all around it. I also had a couple little squares of Velcro, so I'm going to put 4 on them, and then we'll attach to the RV. I didn't want to go all Velcro on it, but we shall see how this works. Alright, I think that's going to work. And all totaled, I probably got $10 in this. And these are way more expensive to buy pre-made. And if I end up not liking the magnet, I can go ahead and put Velcro on there. But this seems like it's going to work fine. And then I figured, if I don't like it, let me try something else, in case it doesn't work just right. I had that blue screen that didn't work out for me, but I ended up with an idea. All I did was tuck it in the door, close the door. So there we go. That might even be a better solution, because it's loose enough that I can move the handles without having to take that metal screen out. And with my limited, non-existent sewing skills and all that kind of stuff, this might work perfectly. So there are options. And what did this cost me? 50 cents. Or if I wanted to, I could put it on the outside and then just magnet it to the door. So that could work. No cutting, just throw it over And even with the ladder there, it would work. There's always options. So we're gonna do another one. This is where I store this. I'm gonna do this window. Okay, so there's that. This was given to me. It was the remnants of like a sweater dryer thing. And again, you can go to, what is it, Skeeter Beater, and you'll pay $50 for these. And just use some magnets around it, shoved it in the door. It should be good to go. I can also use that blue if I want to. And I think that was a thrift store thing too. So, you know, we're talking next to nothing. And now I can open all my windows and get ventilation, because that is the key. All right, YouTubers, hope this helps. I'll put the links to real places if you want to buy the real products. But again, $50, this was 50 cents, $1. And this is a very soft material, so it's not going to scratch the paint or anything. Keep your eyes open, you don't have to spend all that money. And a huge screen that goes on that door. Plus I got the one that clips on the awning, all for $8. And I can repurpose the awning one on the back. It's just thrift stores, man, thrift stores. There's some ideas on the cheap that you don't have to spend all the kind of money they're asking for these very simple things. I thought too I could use that blue netting and put it either over or inside of this to keep the critter crawlies getting in there. I haven't had a problem yet, but I'm sure it can be a problem. But that blue stuff will get thrown in and I'll find some use for the netting. So let's sum this up. Let's say I wanted to go out and buy the screen from a manufacturer. That door would cost me $295. The back door would cost me another $295. So that's $590. I wanted the Skeeter Beaters for the front windows. That's $50. So that's $640. And then what I've done, I got $8, which will do both the big doors, and I got about $1 in what would do the front windows instead of Skeeter Beaters. And then for giggles, I said maybe $10 in that mesh screen in the back, and another 50 cents in that blue screen. So I'm under $20. And honestly, I don't even need the $10 in the mesh screen. The blue will work just fine. So again, trying to get airflow, you can find much cheaper ways than paying exorbitant prices. There are options out there for you to do the same thing. So have a great and wonderful day.